Cats by 7 after 20. Walker with the basketball early. Passes over to Pence. It was a quiet offensive half for Illinois State outside of Walker. And a quick foul on Trey Singleton.
We pick it right back up where we left off with a whistle in the first 15 seconds of play. Mentioned again, 25 fouls in that first half. We might see some foul trouble arise for some of these players.
That's the first on Singleton. Walker inbounds to Doherty. Well, Ethan, how about another one? I think that one was away from the ball.
That's Ayrton Page's 4th foul of the game. Reset things for Illinois State. Chase Walker's got 3. Tyree Coleman's got 3, and now Page will have to check out. Already close to fouling out of this exhibition match. Tyler Kropp checks in and will play the 5.
Great game experience for Kropp ahead of the regular season. Northwestern really without a true second center option, as that's a fantastic feed. The cutting Skunberg, and Walker found him. But we mentioned Cade Betterman earlier in the first half. Really the only other true center on Northwestern's roster, but he has not gotten any action in preseason play. It really seems like it's up to Trey Singleton, Nick Martinelli, Tyler Kropp to be in those fill-in 5s.
Gonna have to certainly patch the big spot together. Is just a nice cut by Bowden Skunberg. Just a heads-up player, the former North Dakota Gatorade Player of the Year.
Missed all of last season due to a leg injury, but he was fantastic with North Dakota State.
Redbirds are so excited to have him back.
14.1 points per game in his last full season, 15.1 points per game as a freshman.
Now an offensive foul against the Wildcats. The whistles just continue to roll on. I believe that's now 4 before we've even gotten down to the 19-minute mark in the second half.
50 seconds in, and already 4 fouls.
It's just the 3rd turnover of the evening for the Wildcats. 2 of those coming on offensive fouls.
5-point lead for the Wildcats. Illinois State could cut it to a possession. Kropp with the assignment on Walker. Another great feed, but not the best pass. It was a good idea as Pence was cutting toward the rim. Feels like Chase Walker's vision as a passer is going to be huge for this Illinois State team. Was last year. Walker, the preseason player of the year in the MVC. He's got his Redbird squad within 5 in exhibition play. Reed, a little step back Jay. Yes, sir. Nice touch by Jaden Reed.
So impressed by Reed, his ability to just pull on the brakes and slow down that momentum to create space that time. More than enough to be able to get off that shot. Northwestern's first points of the second half.
7 points for Reed. Ties Angelo Cherovino for the 2nd most on Northwestern's squad. Just behind Nick Martinelli, who picked up 15 all in the first half. Skunberg kicks to the corner. Pence across court feed. Doherty flashes, gets to the mid-range J, and it just rattles out. Ball caromed around, and it stays Illinois State's possession. Trey Singleton just has to grab that. And he knows it, just shaking his head.
Another look at that nice mid-range J from Jaden Reed.
Back to play.
Now Jaden Reed forces the steal.
Coleman. Coleman's had a tough first half, and now into the second half with that turnover. Reed gets to the right. Not find it. That's great feel, though, to get to that spot on the floor. Walker turns away from Kropp. Junior on freshman matchup. Singleton with the block. But a foul called. Great job from Singleton and help defense again. It feels like every single time he truly understands this defensive system.
Absolutely. A nice job by Illinois State to force Northwestern's defense to collapse into the paint. Take another look, but the physicality of Trey Singleton, as you mentioned, Adam, just not an easy defensive system to pick up as a first-year player, but Northwestern's going to rely on Trey Singleton early and often.
Already 5 rebounds for Chase Walker, who hits the first free throw. 4 of those have come on the offensive end. It's been those second chance opportunities for the Redbirds. Haven't scored a ton of second chance points, just 1. Make it 2 now. But the offensive rebound's keeping possessions alive for Walker and the Redbirds. Coleman gets the assignment on Reed. Little razzle-dazzle. Kick to Martinelli. The spin, good feed. Singleton spins away. Now Mullins the wing tray. Kaboom! Justin Mullins from deep.
Mentioned it earlier, but Justin Mullins was left open a lot from deep last year. Said it was something that he wanted to prioritize this offseason, and you just see that shooting motion look so much cleaner this year. Able to convert the 3 that time. Northwestern's lead back to 8.
Mullins has 5. Northwestern shooting from deep at a 40% clip. Illinois State just at a 17% clip. Doherty gets to the nail. Pass out to Skunberg. That's great defense by Reed, but could not keep it up. As Skunberg, too much length. He finishes at the rim. 46-40. Wildcats by 6. It's a 7-point game at half. Reed, a curious dribble, finds an open Singleton, who sticks it.
Singleton finally gets on the board offensively. It was 0 for 4 prior to that shot, but just some great action, pulling the weight of the defense towards the basket, setting up Trey Singleton. As you can see, the highest ranked recruit in Northwestern basketball history up for that easy make.
Led a Northwestern recruiting class, top 30 in the country. There's a blue shoe on the floor. It's Justin Mullins, playing like Mike Miller in the NBA Finals. Now he goes to pick it up. Cats lead by 8 at the under 16. 48-40 Northwestern over Illinois State. The Wildcats showcasing the offense. Justin Mullins reining in the 3 from deep. He's got 5. He's 1 for 2 from downtown. As the Wildcats using that offensive pursuit. This time Singleton getting on the score sheet.
Winning the MVC last year, and now their coach and best player are over at Iowa. So there are a lot of just great teams top to bottom in the Big Ten this year.
Bennett Sturtz going to lead that Iowa team from the offensive scoring perspective. Fantastic at Drake last year. Singleton a 3. And it falls. 51-40. Singleton, he's got back-to-back buckets. Started 0 for 4, now 2 for 6 from the field.
Sometimes you just need to see that first shot go in. Shot that one with confidence. Is another foul, but Trey Singleton been really impressed by how much Northwestern has been willing to run the offense through him at times. So we'll look again at this silky make. And in the last exhibition game against Iowa State, got to go up against a real defensive stalwart in Joshua Jefferson, just giving him an early taste of adjusting to life in a Power 4 conference. Singleton heating up now in the second half. He's going to be so key for Northwestern to reach its ceiling this year.
It was pretty funny after that Iowa State matchup. He just said that, you know, playing the college game, it's a little bit more tiring, a little bit more taxing, nothing that he's not used to, but it is a little bit of a different level. It's a little bit of a different competitive spirit. As Cherovino, the slam. Take that for competitive energy. Picks up the loose ball and knocks it home with 2 hands.
Started with the defensive pressure, forcing a steal, and then just hustling for the ball and slamming it down to energize this Welsh Ryan Arena crowd.
And now an offensive foul. Take another look. Cherovino, active hands, gets it away from Doherty, and rises up with 2 hands.
Those are the types of plays that are such big momentum swingers. You mentioned, talk about Welsh Ryan. Northwestern 12-5 at this venue last year. Really developed into a tough place for opposing teams to come in and play. Something that might have been unheard of a few years ago.
Martinelli just off. The Wildcats have 2 #1 wins in the last 3 years here in Welsh Ryan. It's something that Ethan Morton, who's on Illinois State's coaching staff, will know.
He knows that all too well.
Part of that #1 Purdue squad a couple of years ago that lost here in Evanston. Super Bowl Sunday. Cheravino can't get the layup to fall. An awkward play going up with his right hand on the left side as he twisted through contact.
A crafty feed by Clayton on that one, and you're right, an awkward attempt, but still gets a trip to the line. I've been really impressed with all of the non-Martinelli scorers just being more aggressive, attacking the cup. Northwestern needs that. They cannot be passive offensively. Yes, the offense is going to run through Nick Martinelli, but the threat of other shooters attacking the cup and being willing to fire from deep is going to be so key in preventing Martinelli from facing double teams all the time.
Cheravino was a 68% shooter from the line last year. Now he's got 10 points after the made free throw. 2 Wildcats in double digits. Now a 9-0 scoring run over the last minute and 42 seconds for Northwestern.
Outscored Illinois State 14-6 so far in the second half. They took the lead about halfway through that first frame, and they've held on to it ever since. And now lead extended all the way out to 15 with that 9-0 scoring run over the past just under 2 minutes or so.
Wildcats defense has been great all night. Illinois State just shooting at a 33% clip. Trap in the corner, and a foul on Trey Singleton. Felt like he had his hands up, but Walker was harassed. And a call on the floor. Singleton second.
Important for Singleton only having those 2 fouls, with Arrington Page still sitting on the bench with those 4 fouls. He picked up his 4th early on in this second half.
Coleman inbounds. Inserts to the corner. Kinziger rises and gets it to drop. That's fantastic stuff by the point guard. Now Martinelli spins away from Walker, gets to his left hand, lots of contact, and gets another foul called on a Redbird. This time it was Doherty.
Such a pure make, that last possession from Kinziger, the former Wisconsin co-Mr. Basketball.
His brother on the Badgers team, he's a freshman there. Wisconsin team ranked number 24 in the preseason poll. Martinelli makes the first, up to 16 points. He's 6 for 8 from the line. 2 for 2 from deep, 6 rebounds as well for Northwestern's head man. It's not often that you, especially in this day and age in college basketball, where you have a player who leads a conference in scoring and then sticks around another year.
Especially a conference like the MVC, you have to imagine that he heard some offers and some real chances to go what some would consider up a level in terms of level of play, and showing some loyalty, and really just a testament to the program that Ryan Peden's building at Illinois State.
Coleman passes to Kinziger. It's been out of his hands a little bit more in the second half as they've gone to the freshman Coleman. Dribbles left, pass back over to Kinziger. The 2-man game. Skunberg, step back with 5 on the shot clock. Walker trying to get another offensive rebound and just ran out of room. He had great position down low. That has continued to be a struggle for Northwestern's defense, especially boxing out.
Absolutely, and offensively, the Redbirds just didn't have good spacing on that possession. A handful of times where there were 2 guys on one spot in the court, and it just made it for Northwestern's defense easy to continue the on-ball defense, and eventually shot clock expires and the Cats take over.
Clayton running the point. Martinelli to Wyndham. Circles the arc. Singleton one-on-one, back to the basket. Spin, bump, not quite. Still continuing to flash the instincts though. Kinziger downhill. Nice feed to the corner. As Illinois State resettles. Walker rises. Coleman gets the offensive board. 6 on the shot clock. And call here, foul. Another one on Northwestern's defense.
Same story as the first half.
Cats by 15 as the two teams huddle up on either side. They're going to take a look at the shot clock here, is what the issue was.
I think there was some question of whether or not the ball hit the rim on that shot. In real time, I did not think it hit the rim either. So scratch that about the foul on Northwestern. Foul. Instead, it's a stoppage to review whether or not the shot clock should get reset.
On first glance, it looked like it was.
It looks like that shot missed everything.
Yeah, I didn't even see the net as well. Take a look here. Getting the ultra slow. Oh, that does actually look like it hit the rim. A slight redirection. In real time, it didn't look like it. But maybe the ever most slight.
Yeah, you can see the spin on that ball ever so slightly altered when it makes contact with the corner of that glass rim area. I think they will end up changing this and putting some extra time back on the shot clock for the Redbirds.
Shot clock should reset to 14.
After review, it was determined that the shot attempt hit the rim. As a result, there should have been a
nice work by the officiating crew.
After adjustment of the clock, the shot clock will be set at 14. Illinois State ball at the 28-foot mark.
In regular season form.
It's a little bit of a ramp-up period for everyone, but the officiating staff has it under control as they start play again. Not quite. Maybe not. Quick whistle.
Now we'll get that Northwestern foul that we thought was assessed.
I knew it was coming. You just kind of feel it, you know?
And that'll put Illinois State in the bonus with just under 13 minutes remaining in this second half.
That's a 37th foul in this game.
Luckily for the Cats, it is spread out. Outside of Page, who has those 4 fouls. Jordan Clayton is 3, and then a bunch of players with 1 and 2.
Kinziger was unhappy with Wyndham trying to box him out on the first made free throw. Second free throw was just off. It was halfway down before it came out.
His first free throw miss was 5 for 5 prior to that one.
Kinziger's got 9. It's been a quiet 9, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 6 from the field. But a bevy of scoring from the line. Arnelli dancing with Walker, rises over him. Not quite have the soft touch that time. Skundberg kicks over to Wolf. And Reed collects the long rebound.
Poor transition defense by Northwestern. They got lucky on that.
Great transition offense, though. A little hesitation step at the elbow, and he pierces past Illinois State's defense for the layup.
Jaden Reed is going to create so many problems for defenses in transition with his awareness and his speed.
9 points for Reed. Coleman swatted by Wyndham. Just a small deflection, and Wyndham in transition, the 3. You bet. KJ's got 9.
And that time Wyndham was left open because it was Reed with the ball, and the Illinois State transition defense sunk to try and be guarding the cup from what they saw in that last transition bucket, leaving KJ Wyndham wide open for the make, and he converts.
Skundberg wide open from the corner. And Mullins grabs it off the glass.
It's been the story of the night. There have been a lot of open looks from deep for the Redbirds. They've been missing a lot of them after the first 8 or so minutes of this contest.
40% from deep, 47% from deep for Northwestern, just 14% from deep for Illinois State. A team that relied so much on the long ball last year has not fallen as the Cats have a minute and 1. No, they might keep this on the floor. They're going to keep this on the floor. No basket. Wolf thought it was in as Illinois State's players went to convene. And of course, Bryant McIntosh was a huge part of that first Northwestern program that made March Madness. It has been around the Chris Collins Northwestern squad since Collins got here, essentially.
He's been a program staple, and right now there's one number up in the rafters. It's that Billy McKinney number 30, and you have to imagine in the coming years, just like Boo Booey's number 0, Bryant McIntosh, who also coincidentally wore number 30, would have to be considered. Really facilitated Northwestern making March Madness for the first time ever, and now gets to contribute as a member of the coaching staff. He's been a part of all 3 appearances for Northwestern making March Madness. Trying to make that a 4th this season.
Wildcats have made the big dance in 2 of the last 3 tournaments and had a squad that had the talent to make it last year, just the injuries derailed it. For Illinois State, we've talked about their hopes trying to get back to the big dance since 1998 it's been a while, but this is a team that was picked to finish first in the preseason MVC poll, have some of the most talented players in the conference, 2 first-team all preseason MVC guys with Kinziger and Chase Walker, one of the best mid-major programs in the country. Martinelli gets the miss from Singleton and can't find its way back toward the basket, but he's got 2 free throws coming up.
Adam, even though Singleton has had an inefficient day on the floor, 2 for 8 from the field, I think it's really a good sign to see how aggressive he's been. Young players oftentimes have a tendency to try and go out on the floor in their first few games and just avoid making mistakes. That has not been the case with this crop of freshmen for Northwestern. They've been aggressive. Chris Collins has really tried to empower them to take these shots. Said he'll live with some missed shots. It's those defensive miscues that will get you into trouble. So on the offensive end, good to see these freshmen getting aggressive.
And that's exactly what these types of games allow you to do, because Collins can play maybe a little bit of a deeper lineup. He's got true depth this season. Depth that, you know, Northwestern has not had in years prior. It felt like last year. I mean, at points the rotation was as little as 7 guys.
Absolutely. With Chris Collins, it might be a Tiger changing his stripes in his 13th season at the helm. Might be extending that rotation from what we've grown so accustomed to seeing in 8 or so man rotation of guys he trusts. And this year, just a lot of guys. That rotation might extend all the way out to 10, 11 players who will consistently see some time, and that allows Chris Collins to really adjust minutes depending on different matchups and looks that he likes.
Front end of the 1-and-1 from Wolf is good. There's a Singleton foul, his 3rd down low. That put Wolf at the free throw line. 63-45, 46 now for Illinois State after the made free throw. Make it made free throw number 2 of 2 as Wolf tacks on another. He's got 4 points, all from the charity stripe.
Illinois State is just staying in this game from the free throw line, but they're really struggling from the floor. Adam, haven't made a field goal in over 3.5 minutes, shooting just 31% from the field.
Reed penetrates the lane, kicks out to Wyndham. Does he have his 4th? He does! 4 for 5 from downtown. Wyndham's got 12.
And a great bounce back from Wyndham. Had 3 early fouls in the last exhibition game against Iowa State. Mean that he just played 6 minutes, had no points on 0 for 2. Today, he's been stellar.
Chris Collins and Jaden Reed so unhappy with the foul call. That's a fantastic kick by Reed. Picks up assist number 7 on that pass.
Wyndham's going to see a lot of those open looks from 3. All 5 of his shots in this game have been from deep, and he's made 4 of the 5. He'll certainly take an 80% 3-point shooting clip.
And you might think in the Big Ten, having an undersized point guard like 5'10" for Jaden Reed would be a little too short in stature. I just go back to a couple of years ago for Minnesota, a guy like Elijah Hawkins, who led the Big Ten in assists per game. Was at Texas Tech last year, a huge part of that squad. And shows that you've got the speed and the vision. That time the vision of Martinelli with the right hands. Assist number 8 for Reed. Martinelli has 20, and the Cats lead by 21.
Martinelli going right down Broadway to the hoop, and just poor defensive discipline from Illinois State. Just not filling lanes, overextended to try and guard Jaden Reed because of the gravity that he has in transition. But you can't leave that guy open. Nick Martinelli, another bucket, up to 20 points now on the evening.
It's been so efficient for him. 5 for 9 from the floor, 2 for 2 from deep, and 8 for 11 from the free throw line.
Closing in on a double-double, has 9 rebounds to go along with it.
Think about Brooks Barnheiser as a double-double machine over the last couple of years for Northwestern. No longer with the program. Bigger and better things with the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's cracked that rotation a little bit.
It's been really impressive seeing him getting some minutes for the reigning champs in the NBA.
Now Martinelli sits after the 2 made free throws.
These are the minutes that I'm really curious to see what Northwestern's offense looks like without Martinelli.
Page gets another opportunity. He's working on 4 fouls. Claybo, the insert, taken away from Max Green. Pushing it toward Wyndham in transition. Under the hoop, the lay, not quite. As Page tussling down low. Chase Walker, a little slow to get up, but he's back on his feet. Pence spins inside. Great cut from Landon Moore, who lays it up and in for 2 points. 20-point game. Northwestern outscoring this Illinois State squad 20-15 in the second half. No Martinelli on the floor for the Wildcats. Reed stops, passes over to Wyndham. Little alley-oop attempt for Arrington Page, who got shoved in the back down low. I would say with 2 hands, but more a hand and a cast from Ty Pence. Just excellent communication. Moore, the only true transfer new to the squad this season for Illinois State. Seems like he's got the
previous
chemistry
foul
down.
is under review for a potential flagrant
Once
foul.
again, we'll take a review on that push of Arrington Page to see if this will be elevated to anything in the flagrant category. Wyndham was looking for a alley-oop that really would have put a spark in this crowd.
Yeah, just got shoved with 2 hands in the back. And Page is not, he's not staying away from the physical side, working on 4 fouls. Kinziger for Illinois State also with 4 fouls. Chase Walker as well with 4 of them.
After review, the common foul has been upgraded to a flagrant 1 for excessive and unnecessary contact.
So upgraded to a
Number
flagrant
22,
1
will
foul,
shoot
already
2
the
free
second
throws, and
flagrant
Northwestern will
1
get the ball
called
at the spot of the foul on the baseline with 20 on the shot clock.
on Illinois State in this ballgame. First one was in the first half against Angelo Cherovino. That time, there was no attempt at the ball there. There was no attempt at defending the hoop. Just a little arm shove.
And I believe that's the second flagrant foul called on Pence. So we'll send Arrington Page to the line. He's had a tough day overall, just getting into foul trouble early. It's led to him only playing 6 minutes. And for his 4th points right here.
He nestles it down. Wildcats at 70. Illinois State 49 as Page trying to tack on another. 22-point lead for Northwestern.
Because of the limited minutes as a result of the fouls, we haven't been treated to the full Arrington Page experience, but Nick Martinelli has especially talked about how big his size and energy are going to be for this team.
From an offensive standpoint, Chris Cullen saying his talent is undeniable. It's what he can do. It feels like Northwestern hasn't truly had a center like that in a long time. Alley-oop. It's slam!
Took a little extra time, but Northwestern was hunting that Arrington Page alley-oop, and they got it.
It wasn't the cleanest either, but he levitated on top of the rim as he throws down the 2-hand jam. Oh, if that's the Arrington Page experience, sign me up. Claybo, though, answers. Northwestern hasn't had that over the last couple of years. Matt Nicholson in the pick and roll game, absolutely. Reed works down, passes to Page, the wing 3. Come on now.
And Northwestern certainly has not had that from the big position. The ability to drain threes like that can just open up Northwestern's offense. It's undeniable what Arrington Page can do offensively for this team. Just unlocking a new dimension, and it fits so nicely alongside Martinelli.
It's a little unfair. A guy that could be so brutal down low offensively, using the size, and now Reed. The lob to Page, and then able to extend the floor, kick out here. Have to watch another angle of that, excuse me, sorry. It's too much fun, and now here we go. Kick out 3. And this guy now with 8 points.
And on Reed's 10th assist of the game.
10 points now for Page, rather.
Felt like we were saying he was having a quiet day just about 2 minutes ago, and now he's up to 10 points on the day. Just 7 minutes.
6 of those assists for Reed in the second half. Last 11 minutes and change.
And I think you see with how effective he can be on the floor, just further proves how important it's going to be for him to stay out of foul trouble. Ideally, those 7 minutes he's played are 19, 20 minutes at this point in the ballgame.
Hard screen, Reed works down toward the left. He's got 2 more. Basket is good, a foul away from the play. Reed's got a double-double with 11 and 10. And the Cats lead by 25 with the opportunity for a little more coming up.
Just so impressive by Jaden Reed. And still, Reed able to create the space and go to that away arm, put it off the glass and score another 2. He's been so impressive in his Northwestern debut. If I'm a Wildcat fan, you have to imagine you like what you're seeing from Jaden Reed. Yes, he's an undersized guard, but he has just provided a spark. The early returns on Jaden Reed have been very promising.
Well, Boo Buie was an undersized guard. Look how that turned out for Northwestern, the program's all-time leader in scoring. Led the Wildcats to back-to-back NCAA tournament berths for the first time in program history.
Coach Collins says Jaden Reed is a guy who has perhaps even more burst than a guy like Boo Buie.
(80-53), 27-point deficit for the Redbirds. And an errant pass from Coleman, not on the same page as the big man, Brandon Lee. And that is how we hit the under-8 timeout. North 13th, I think that was Wisconsin.
But even without all that returning scoring, the offense has looked real good tonight. Northwestern's got a real chance to drop 100 in this game if they can keep this pace.
Green, little three-pointer, gets away from Moore and cans it. Another triple. The Cats are electric from deep. 11 for 20 from downtown, 55%.
Max Green joins in on the fun. That's his first make and first points of the day.
Illinois State just 4 for 23 from downtown. Lead can't get the left-handed hook to fall.
Great inside defense from Arrington Page on that possession.
Now kick to Sheravino. So many just lengthy wings for this Northwestern squad. You look down this roster. Sheravino, Green, Page, a little turnaround. Jay, he's a center? Centers do that?
Running the offense through Arrington Page, dribbling the ball up the court, twisting and making a turnaround jumper. He's been so impressive in this second half, and Northwestern has outscored the Redbirds by 25 in the 13 minutes of this second half.
Wow, has Arrington Page flipped a switch in the second half. Clabo, no good on the three-point attempt. As Sheravino settles it down. Page in the second half, 11 points. 4 for 4 from the line, 3 for 3 from the field. Just one foul. Doesn't get that one to draw. But after a really tough first half where he had 3 fouls, Coleman straight to the rack. Reed thought he got it cleanly. But some free throws coming up. Here's another look at the Green triple. Bouncing away from a defender, splashing it home.
Arrington Page spinning near that elbow on the court, burying that. The fans don't like that most recent foul. Adam, I don't know if you saw, but Jaden Reed got up to contest that shot. Doesn't stand super tall on the floor, but with that vertical leap, really got up near the rim to contest that shot. But going back to Max Green, a quieter night offensively for him. But he's going to be one of those guys, especially when Martinelli is off the floor, that this offense is going to rely on to be a guy who can get his own bucket.
I mean, I'm just envisioning the two-man game with Page and Reed. I mean, that's going to be filthy. And then you add Martinelli down there on the low block. There are so many scoring options, not to mention Max Green, who's been a little bit more quiet tonight. But he had 10 points last time out against Iowa State. Page working low, gets his miss, goes back with the left hand and drops the teardrop down.
Page is just asserting himself physically, showing off the range, showing off the physicality. I think all of that is kind of why we talk about Northwestern might assume a more offensive identity compared to what we're used to seeing these past few seasons.
Kick to the corner for Pence, and high and over the backboard. Page has got 16 now. 13 of those in the second half. Western has been phenomenal. KJ Wyndham, 12 points, 4 for 5 from deep. Nick Martinelli leads all scorers with 21. He's been on the bench for a while now. Doubt that he comes back in with under 6 minutes to play. Chris Collins has talked about how he wants to keep his load a little bit lighter. was averaging over 37 minutes per game last year. It's that number closer to 32 or 33. That's a fantastic pass to the corner. Wyndham, not quite. Misses his second three of the night, but he's got confidence.
Absolutely, and the ball will stay with Northwestern after a foul. And now it looks like Phoenix Gill will check into the game.
He played just 26 seconds, the last 26 seconds against Iowa State on Sunday. But a highly ranked prospect out of the state of Illinois, the number 4 player in the state. His dad going to the University of Illinois, but his mom went to Northwestern. Gill choosing Northwestern over his dad's alma mater.
Connection. Phoenix's dad, Kendall Gill, who played for a litany of teams after being the fifth pick in the 1990 NBA draft by Charlotte. Actually led the NBA in steals in 1999.
Played 15 years in the NBA for 7 total teams. Gill gets an opportunity here. Coleman and Clayton. Nick Allen checking into the game as well for Illinois State. A little bit of a different lineup now. Redbirds down. Coleman, great job to keep it alive, and Allen flushes it with one hand. Athletic play on the baseline for Nick Allen, the true freshman.
He's the top-ranked center in the state of Illinois. Nice to see him slam one down there.
Green. Pair of crossovers. Now Mullins fighting through, spins away. Another spin, has Krop open in the corner, but tosses it away. Claybo shoulders off Gill. Now their extra pass. Back to Coleman, a 3 over Mullins, and it's just short. Wildcats lead by 31 with over 4 minutes to play. The pass ahead, and Krop on the other end. Great court vision by Max Green to find the freshman Krop, and an and-one opportunity for Tyler on the other end.
There have been some instances during this game, Adam, where Northwestern's transition offense has been absolutely textbook. And that is something that Northwestern isn't really known for these past few years. One of the slower pace of play teams in the conference and really the country, usually operating out of the half court, but having guys like Jaden Reed, having all of the youth and athleticism that is on this team, it's going to allow Northwestern to play fast and really stress teams in transition, off of turnovers, even off of makes.
Last year, Northwestern 299th in the country in adjusted tempo. That does not feel like that will happen this year. Another opportunity here. Green in transition, the left-hand lay. 93-57. The Cats keep pouring it on.
It's now 17 fast break points for this Northwestern offense.
Moore in the corner. Over to Claybo, working downhill, off of Mullins, got bumped, took a tumble, and a tad slow to get up, but he's back to his feet. Northwestern, a commanding advantage
In the Big Ten.
And this is a really good Illinois State team. You take a look at the scoreboard right now, you see the 35-point margin. That does not tell the story. This is an Illinois State team that typically shoots the three-point ball at a super high clip, just 4 for 26 tonight. And once they just didn't quite get them falling, it feels like have not been able to answer that. Now, at some point, you would like this Illinois State squad to find other ways to score the basketball, but with the physically probably a little bit bigger Northwestern team, a Big Ten team versus MVC team, these are the kinds of things that happen.
Absolutely, as Mason Claybo comes up holding his wrist after that play, so some concern. And yes, tonight has probably not been an accurate reflection of what this Redbird team is going to look like, just because of how brutal the shooting numbers are. But I don't think it's just the shooting numbers that tell the story of this game. Northwestern has also out-rebounded the Redbirds. They've been so effective in transition, 20 assists compared to 13 for Illinois State. It's been a litany of things that Illinois State is going to have to clean up. They have not looked like the MVC preseason favorites in either of their exhibition matches, although that first one was without Chase Walker and John Kinziger. But 2 blowout losses for the Redbirds is what it's shaping up to be in these exhibition matches. Luckily, they have some extra time before their season opener, not until next Thursday. Meanwhile, Northwestern gets started on Monday against Mercyhurst.
Do have to start on the road, though, at Ohio. Western welcomes in the NEC Mercyhurst squad. As nice play by Coleman to flip that one in. That's on Monday, right here on Big Ten Plus. We're right back at it as Northwestern opens the season officially. But it's good to have hoops back in Evanston. This Northwestern team with just a litany of fresh faces. Gill now, step back jumper from the elbow. It's a little strong. Kropp with a great board down low, but a push off on the play. And another foul for him, and now we're going to see Cade Benner.
Looks like he'll play the last 2.5 or so minutes of this game. His first action in uniform. And Adam, you mentioned it's just so great to have hoops back in Evanston. Yes, this year's team, no Barry, no Nicholson, no Barnheiser, so many guys who have really built and defined this program the last few years, and this year's going to look different, but really over the last few years, with those 2 tournament appearances in the last 3 years, Northwestern in a lot of ways has become a basketball school, so there is a lot of excitement around this year's squad. It should be a fun team to root for, with a lot of young players and a fun team to watch. Faster paced, as we mentioned, a little more high flying, and the offensive output has been impressive today.